Hello everyone. So welcome to this course. So I'm starting a new series of data engineering where you can become a data engineer. So here we will cover all kind of content which is required to become a data engineer. So we will start from basics to till advanced. So please watch this complete series. So definitely you will get a lot, and you can become a data engineer. So without wasting the time, let's start. What is the data engineering and how you can become a data engineer? And right now we know, right, market are requiring a lot in our data engineering, because anyway we are playing with the data. So what is the data? How do we perform different type of operation on that? How this become why it is too much important in a today era? So that all thing we will cover inside this series. Okay, so let's start. So after this data engineering, if you want to become a data engineer, what could be the next? So we have to understand what is the data engineering first. So data engineering is a practice of designing, building and maintaining the system that collect, store and process data so it can be used for analysis, reporting or machine learning, right? So here we are having a different type of data, can be raw format, structure format, right, where data may be not correct data. So we have to collect the data, we have to store and we have to process the data. And why it is important, actually, why we are storing it, why we are processing data, why we are storing data, and why it is important. So next, why it is matter? Because without data engineering, data is messy, incomplete or inaccessible, right? So without data engineering, if you want to access the data will be messy, data will be incomplete or inaccessible, and analysis and data scientists can't be their work efficiently. So if your data is not a proper, right, that cannot be analyzed properly, data scientists cannot be used them efficiently. So these are the different matters, these are the different type of points that does matter. If you want to present a data properly, the data should be accurate, data should be correct. Okay, so this all if you want to make it this all correct, that time data engineering does matter. Without data engineering, the data cannot be a proper, data can be incomplete, data can be in a raw format. So we have to make it correct, we can get a data from different sources. So no worries that all what could be the sources, from there we can get the data. What is the data, how does it store, that all we do cover in this particular series only. Okay, after that, how to become a data engineer. So if you want to become a data engineer, what you have to learn? So there is a different track of data engineering. Okay, so here we are covering total 5 track we have. On the 5 track you can become a data engineer, where some of the it fundamental only. Like for example, if I'm saying RDBMS, Python, data warehousing. If you can see in the all 5 points, right, these 3 points are common in all the places. So that means RDBMS, Python, data warehousing, that is a must that you should know if you want to become a data engineer. Okay, after that, some of the tools that are optional, which you can go and any of the way. Like for example, for the first track, we are going with the Snowflake, DBT or IDMC, right? And then second track, again we can go with the PySpark, AWS and IDMC. Third track we can go with the PySpark or Azure, PySpark with Azure. Fourth track we can go PySpark with GCP. Okay, so these are something like a cloud only. Azure is the one cloud, AWS is the one cloud, GCP, Google Cloud, right? And then we can go with the Databricks as well. So Databricks also is one of the important, what I can say, like tool which can be also used for data engineering. So these are the 5 different track. Okay, on them you can go. If you want to become a data engineer, you have to learn any one of them, not all of them, any one of them. Every company is required different kind of requirement. So as per their what I can say, like previous work which they are doing, right, they are looking Snowflake developer, DBT, IDMC developer, they are looking PySpark, AWS, IDMC developer, they are looking PySpark, Azure developer, they are looking PySpark, GCP developer. So as per the need of the company, they do ask any kind of tool. But yeah, as per that company requirement, we have to learn whichever is company is asking, right? So here in this series, first I will go with this first track only, RDBMS, PySpark, RDBMS, Python, data warehousing, Snowflake, DBT and IDMC. So in this course we will cover this, and later on I will make a different series for PySpark, AWS and IDMC as well. But again, these 3 things which is a common in all the track. So these are the fundamental things. After that, if you want to switch from Snowflake DBT to PySpark AWS IDMC, or PySpark AWS IDMC to PySpark Azure, right? So that will not take that much time, because concepts are common in all the places. Only what the syntax will change, tool will change. Okay, so that all, I mean, it will not take much time to switch from one to other, right? So what is a common fundamental which I can say, like foundations for the data which you should know? That RDBMS you must know, using SQL, okay, and Python you should know, okay, and then data warehousing you should know. If you know these three concepts, that means you can become a you know the basic fundamental of the data engineering, and then you can start your tool as well later on, right? So we have to start with the RDBMS, Python, and data warehousing. These are the one of the core fundamental, what I can say, like topics, or I can say like content which you should know, which you must know actually, which you must know if you want to become a data engineer. Okay, so we'll start with that. After that, we can cover advanced tools, Snowflake, DBT, IDMC, like that. So inside this course, what do we cover? So in this course outline, what do we cover? We do cover SQL, we do cover Python core, Python advanced, both Python we do cover, and then data warehousing, then Snowflake, DBT, and IDMC. So these are the kind of 7 steps which we have to follow. Again, every steps are very important and very what I can say, like important to become a data engineer. Okay, so we'll start with the SQL first, and then we can go with the Python and all. So for SQL, I have designed one what I can say, like content. So let's move to this content directly. So I can go to here, and here we are starting with the DBMS first. So whenever you want to become a what I can say, like a data engineer, so first we have to start with the DBMS, because SQL is a part of DBMS only. So database management system, right? Database management system, and there is one more thing called SQL. What is the difference both of them? That you should know that. Okay, so DBMS is a one kind of concepts. That is a one kind of concepts, and SQL is one of the DBMS and SQL. So DBMS is one of the concepts which will provide some kind of rules and regulations, which rules you have to implement through the SQL only, right? So that we are going to cover with this DBMS and then SQL. So what is the DBMS? DBMS is a database management system, right? Database management system. So here we are talking about the database. What is the database? Database is something which will store the data, right? So anyway, in the data engineering, as name suggests, data means nothing like a piece of information. This information we have to store, we have to play with them actually. So where we do store, that we can store data into a DBMS only in the database, right? So DBMS is a database management system, is a software that allow you to store, manage, retrieve, and manipulate data in the structured way. So always remember, DBMS will store the data in the structured way, right? Simple understanding, DBMS equal to software that manage data, right? Instead of storing data into a file manually, DBMS organize data in efficiently. Before DBMS, what it was happening, it was storing data in a file actually, where they are storing data into a file. Now here we are storing data into a tables. So what is a table? That also we do look step by step. Okay, what DBMS is needed? Without DBMS, that was using the file system. So what was the problem with the file system? There was a data duplication issue. There was a no security on that, hard to search, no relationship, right? So here these are the some kind of problems with the file system which was there without DBMS. But again, if you're going with the DBMS, then we have to perform, we can organize data properly, easy to access using the queries, security and control, efficient storage. So these are the some kind of benefit that we can get with the DBMS, right? Other than DBMS, then we have to understand what is RDBMS. So first we have to understand what is the DBMS. So again, I told you DBMS is one kind of concepts, and that concepts can be implemented by the SQL. SQL full form is structured query language, right? Which could be a language where do we implement the DBMS concept. But after DBMS, you should know RDBMS as well. RDBMS is a relational database management system. DBMS is a database management system, and here is a relational database management system. So here we can say that, like here I am having a suppose 3 type of table: student table, course table, and enrollment table. So I am having a like 3 type of table right now. So these all are the 3 type of table. Now I want to relate them, because here suppose if you can look on that, student do the enrollment, student do the course. So everything we cannot store into a single table, right? So here the data is storing in the form of table, and table will having a different type of data, right? Sometime it is happening, I want to fetch all three table data, or I want to perform different type of operation with all the three type of tables, right? It may be 3, it may be more than 3, it may be less than 3, like 2 as well, it may be 4, 5, 6, n number of table we are we will deal with n number of tables, and we want to fetch data simultaneously. So that is happening through the RDBMS only. If there is a no RDBMS, that cannot be possible. So how can we implement this RDBMS concepts? So here we have to understand that simple data is stored in like Excel tables. Multiple tables are connected using the relationship. It could be Excel tables or it could be a SQL table as well. Okay, main thing we have to understand here, tables only. So data should be stored in the table format, and the table will having a two things on that. Table will having a two things. One is called column and second one is called row. So here whatever we are saying like vertical, like for example enrollment ID, student ID, course ID. So what are they? They are the column. And what is the row? Complete row. Like for example 101, 110. These are complete row. 102, 111. That is a complete row. So data can be stored in the form of table in the what I can say like in Excel format as well as in the database format as well, right? So here we are going to cover RDBMS. So in the RDBMS, if you want to become a core components of this RDBMS, that we will cover into a next video. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.